All right, hello everyone. We are going to now work through an example in Excel. You can find this Excel spreadsheet in your module, and it is called Target Data. Now, I did post a very helpful website with how to go through these steps to create a histogram, so you can follow along with that document as well. But you will need a data analysis add-on. So how you can do that is to click on File, scroll down or click where it says Options at the bottom. And over here on the Excel options, there is an Add-ins button. So click on that. Manage at the bottom where it says Manage Excel Add-ins, click Go. And you want to click on the Analysis Tool Pack add-in. Press OK. And then under your data tab, you should now see the data analysis button at the very right-hand side of your screen. Okay, so you will need that to go through this tutorial. So here we have some data based on 15 different darts. We have straight distance, horizontal distance, and vertical distance. So these data were collected for 15 throws of an automatic dart launcher. And we are given the data of how far the straight distance was, the horizontal distance, and the vertical distance from the center target. So what we're going to do is we're going to create a histogram for these data. So there are 3 steps that we need to follow, and I have listed those here on your spreadsheet. So step 1 is we need to determine the number of bins by taking the square root of the number of data points. So over here on the right-hand side of your screen, I have we're gonna work through how to create the histogram for the straight distance. So for the number of bins, I'm going to click on cell G3, and I'm going to put an equal sign, and we need to find the square root of the data point. So I'm going to type in square root, and then we need the number, okay? How many data points do we have? Well, we have 15 darts, so I'm going to put the number 15 here. Now, if you have so many data points, you don't know exactly how many you have, you can also use the count function. So I'm going to type in count, and I'm just going to click on the dart number column. And then I'm going to put 2 parentheses to close that out. And we get a value of 3.87. Okay, the next thing we need to do, though, is round that up to a whole number. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to go back into that equation, and I'm going to use the function for round. And that rounds a number to a specified number of digits. So I'm going to put the round function in, and I want 0 digits. I'm going to close that, and then that gives me that automatically rounds that number for me. For max, for step 2, I need to determine the range of the data, so that'll be the max value minus the minimum value. So in max, I'm just going to put an equal sign and then the function max, and that returns the largest value in a set of values. So I'm going to highlight my data in column B, so from B3 down to B17, and that gives me my maximum value. Similarly, for the minimum value, I will type in min, use the same data range, and then we have our minimum value. So now for range, I can just take the maximum value, so G4, and subtract the minimum, G5, and there we have our range, 3.064. Step 3, determine the size of each bin by dividing the range by the number of bins and round to the whole number. So we're going to put, we know we're going to have to round, so I'm going to go ahead and write in my round, and then I'm going to divide the range by the number of bins. Oops, sorry, and then I forgot to put in my number of digits, so I'm going to have to add a parentheses there, comma 0. And our bin size is going to be 1. So based on the maximum value, which is 3.45, and the minimum, which is 0.3, we're going to look at our bins. There's going to be 4 of them. So we're going to have a bin from 0 to 1, 1 to 2, 2 to 3, and then 3 to 4. Now notice that my text appeared exactly how I wanted it to. A lot of times if you try to write 1-2, for example, let me do it over here. Look, it gives me a date already, or it gives me a date, 2 to 3. Again, I get the February 3rd. A way that you can get around that is to highlight where you're going to be putting in your numbers with dashes and go up here to the number. And then we want to click on text. So then I can actually go back in and write in my data, and it will appear the way I want it to. All right, so that's why I didn't have any trouble here. So when you go off to do this on your own, you may have to go in and change, again, specify that area that you want it to be shown up as text. All right, so the upper value, this is exactly what we'll need to put in to our data analysis when we go in there. So the upper value of 0 to 1 is 1. Then from 1 to 2 is going to be 2, 2 to 3 is 3, and then 3 to 4 is going to be 4. So now I can go into Data and click on that Data Analysis tab, and I'm going to click on Histogram. Okay. And here we have an input range. And sorry, I've already done this, so kind of see that my values were already in there. But for the input range, you're going to click on B3, scroll down to B17. For the bin range, you're going to use the upper values, so that 1, 2, 3, and 4. We don't have labels, so we can leave that unchecked. Then down here at the bottom, we want to click on Cumulative % and Chart Output. We would like to have our chart appear on this page, so if they're the output range, I'm just going to click somewhere below. For me, it's going to be F17. When I press OK, I get bins, the frequency, and then the cumulative %, and I get this chart. We are going to format this chart in the next video.